Assalamu alaikum viewers, Ifzal here again, and today we are going to look into our traffic issues related to the twin cities Rawalpindi and Islamabad. Another 30 years analysis, a snapshot. So let's begin our journey. So Rawalpindi versus Islamabad choked roads is costing nearly 130 billion rupees, and that's what we will be looking into how. The twin cities are just 30 kilometers apart, one drowning in chaos, the other cruising. Why? So, once again, we will look into where the 130 billion rupees are leaking. But before we look into the air quality index and the PM2.5 comparative figures, briefly, let me once again refresh that PM2.5 is a definite value and AQI, air quality index, is an average index calculated based on various standards. So PM2.5 measures particulate matter with a diameter of 2.5 micrometers or less. Once again, it's about one third of the hair's width. Um, Rawalpindi and Islamabad are just, as I mentioned, about 30 minutes apart, depending on the traffic. But when it comes to traffic, they might be well on different planets. Rawalpindi corruption steals about 30 billions yearly. In Islamabad, elite privileges cost taxpayers about 15 billion in wasted fuel and time. But here's what connects them. Both cities are robbing Pakistan's future. How? Over the next 25 minutes, we'll see the numbers. So let's begin with our findings. Before getting into it, briefly, I'll like to share with you the demographics. Islamabad, Islamabad's population grew from approximately 529,000 in 1995 to 1.67 million. That's a 216% increase. As of 2025, there are 45 public hospitals in Islamabad and 13 private hospitals and 10 public clinics. This is the figures that I actually searched today from different platforms through using even Google. Rawalpindi population has increased from 1.5 million to 3.18 million. That's a 112% rise. Um, there are three main public tertiary care hospitals: Holy Family, Benazir Bhutto Hospital, and DHQ Headquarter Hospital. So, this is a big disparity that lesser uh, populated city, 30 minutes apart, almost half of the size, has just has many times more hospital, Islamabad, compared to the Rawalpindi, which has just three. So it must be really hard on the Rawalpindi population to address their health issues, especially when I'm going to soon talk about the air pollution. So I think policymakers need to look into this factor first, how they are managing Rawalpindi's health crisis. So, even though hospitals are mentioned about three, Rawalpindi precise data I could not locate. All I have been able to find out is there are 96 dispensaries, 112 basic health units, and 11 rural health centers and four Tehsil headquarters hospitals. So that's the Rawalpindi district as a whole, not the city alone. Here comes our pollution and the familiar situations. If you are going to look into my previous vlogs on Lahore, Karachi. It's the very, very similar situation. Islamabad and Rawalpindi fall within the top 20 most polluted cities globally, and Islamabad was ranked fifth most polluted city in the world in 2024. Islamabad's average annual air quality index is 73, whereas PM 2.5 is about 35.2 micrograms per cubic meter. Rawalpindi's annual AQI is 68. PM 2.5 is, I think, primarily because it's too congested and developed. So not much dust from surroundings is there. So PM 2.5, however, is higher because of the vehicle emissions. It's 40.8 microgram per cubic meter compared to Islamabad. It's higher, even though overall air quality index of Islamabad is higher. So average Islamabad's average deaths are between 10 to 12,000: lung cancer, stroke, COPD, um, and chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, that is COPD4, where the PM2 small particles, they settle dust and blackens your lungs, and eventually breathing becomes an issue and a person dies. Rawalpindi's average deaths is almost similar: 10 to 15,000, lungs, cancer, stroke, and COPD. So, once again, WHO's acceptable level is 5 micrograms per cubic meter. And a study, let me share with you, in China estimated that a 10 microgram per cubic meter increase in PM2 is associated with approximately 0.4% increase in total mortality. And a breakdown of causes can be lung cancer, generally about 40%, stroke or COPD, about 35%, child pneumonia, the remaining. Um, these are all Punjab, Islamabad, and WHO statistics. Um, and yes, again, disparity between Rawalpindi and Islamabad is highlighted, that there are major hospitals in Islamabad, including PIMS and Shifa. Free subsidized care is available. 22% of pollution linked patients receive ICU treatment in 2023, as per ICT health report. Uh, Compared to that, Rawalpindi has only Holy Family that is serving 3.5 million people approximately, and only 9% compared to 22% of Islamabad population. Only 9% in Rawalpindi access ventilators for COPD. This is Punjab Health 2023 statistics. So policymakers need to look into it, as all Pakistanis should have equal right and to access such facilities, or a system by virtue of which they should be able to access these facilities. Moving on, where the money leaks. So, corruption, 30% bribes and stolen fines, something which is becoming part and parcel of our daily living, or has not becoming, it has been. Even when I researched 30 years back, I even shared in one of my previous vlogs, in whether it was police. I was shocked when probably not one of the, and not probably, that is the largest police station in Lahore city. And sitting there, I was informed, taken into confidence, that the government budget doesn't even look is not even good enough to pay merely utility bills of the police station. Forget about other requirements, and they have a staff. Now, that staff needs a tea or a break, and then they need to write down the FIRs. And the thing is that they had hardly any supplies of paper or writing material like ballpoints, etc. So they openly confided with me. I'm sorry to share, but this is the level of corruption that they say that then the city's elite people come to us, they fulfill our needs, and then we have to look after them. And same is the case that there, a small. I remember once Musharraf tried to ensure that there is no crime in the country, and he called in all the IGs of all the provinces. And I remember Punjab IG was the outspoken one. When he insisted and tried to drill, he said, "Okay, okay." And you can imagine when he was in power, Musharraf, that IG openly said, "Okay, make sure that the constable, the lowest ranked person, has a monthly income of 50,000 rupees, and I give you assurance, elimination of crime from the Punjab. And if not, I am even if I am hanged, I will stick by my words." And Musharraf had to step back because that was not. Why I am sharing is that the in charge, he said, "Ke the person, they have a 4 or 5 children, and they live in a rented place and are in Lahore city. How can they survive? So they have to look towards the other means." So this is something, a huge disparity. We see in corruption rampant everywhere. Why not to stop and channelize it positively? And I'm not saying channelize corruption positively. I'm saying if we end corruption, the money that is getting pocketed will be eventually coming into the benefit of the masses. And that is what is required. For instance, the news that during the floods, if 20% approximately is gone into the private pockets, what are we doing? So I think that it starts from the top, and then it trickles down. So we need to do something about corruption. Otherwise, yes, we are surviving and I do not know, maybe we keep going and we are just accepting as a salt of grain or whatever. Grain of salt, I mean to say. So fuel, moving on to next, because this is a type topic I can talk a lot about, whether it is related to the court systems that I studied, the health department budgets that but anyway, or education for that matter departments. So moving on to the fuel waste, 40 million liter is wasted because of idling. That's approximately 25 billion Pak rupees. In the data, 2023 reported 12,000 Holy Family says pollution and linked admissions happened in their hospital. Productivity, 1.2 million collectively lost work days in these twin cities. This is by Punjab Labour 2023. Average 90 minutes per day stuck in jams. So this is what is happening. If we collect these all money, uh, add in them repair costs, corruption, etc., it crosses 150 billion rupees. moving to the next from 95 to 2024, what has changed? So vehicles, 400% increase, same roads. By same road, I means that roads are the same. Yes, they must have been modified. Some, turning links would have been developed, but primarily there wouldn't be a matching 400% increase in the road capacity to take these 400% increase in the vehicles. So something our city managers need to do. It's not too far away from Harappa, which was very, very organized. Maybe we need to learn from them. Or, like Singapore, they cap their vehicles numbers, and they have even a specific number of years a driver can drive depending on the age group. So, but I happened to be there a few times, and one of the cab driver, he was an ex international bank executive. He said, "Okay, now I'm retired. That's what I am doing." And he said that I have these many years left, about 5 years if I remember correctly, to drive. After that, I won't be able to drive for the rest of my life, and it will be my wife who would be doing it for us. So that's the, in other words, cities or countries try to find out ways and means to bring smoothness in the flow of the traffic or the life welfare of their community. We need to think in the same direction. Then only we will start solving our issues. So accidents from Rawalpindi in 2023, 10,000 compared to 3,000 Islamabad. And I will tell you what the reason is for a less number of accidents in Islamabad. um, uh, Islamabad has added tech, because of which their signals are, and I may later, they may come figures in the next slide. 90% of Islamabad traffic signals are functioning compared to 35% in Rawalpindi. And that is the reason why there is far higher number of accidents. So we need to look something about it. At least if we are not able to increase the roads, at least we can ensure that the traffic signals are functioning at least nearly 100%. Uh, I will move further, otherwise, I'll be stuck to this slide. Traffic jams, hazards, and mayhem. So let's look into the crisis zone in both the cities. So Rawalpindi, those where a 10-minute stretch becomes a 45-minute, and sometimes even an hour or so. So Money Road, um, 3 billion a year is getting lost because of the delays. Sada, 5 fatalities in a month. That's on average in Rawalpindi. Islamabad, F7 VIP gridlock. Serena intersection, unsynchronized signals. And these are reports, or sorry, references of RD and SIDA 2023. There is a backlog of pothole repair as well, and this must be related with Rawalpindi. The reason, anyway, let's move on. So we have seen what the two areas are suffering from. The pictures are just showing, for instance, this one is related to the, I was talking about Serena intersection. This is the traffic plan for another VIP movement, Islamabad region. Log, this is the southern area you can recognize. And similarly, this is the Murray Road situation, which is getting jammed for long number of minutes, crossing hours at times. So where the money is leaking, corruption, annual loss 30 billion rupees. References in front of you, Transparency International. Nearly 5 million a day bribe at 10 major checkpoints. Fuel wastage, we have spoke about it, about 40 million liters, or costing us 25 billion rupees. Reference is OGRA 2023 report. Healthcare, we are spending nearly 20 billion COPD, accidents, etc. on it. That's another statistics. Productivity lost, 1.2 million accumulative days lost. 20 billion rupees is the cost to it. Um, um, I am not sure what I can say. This is just not inefficiency, it's financial irresponsibility as well. We every year we go for loans, IMF approvals, and this whatnot. At crisis time, going to every friendly country to borrow to I don't know what not. But if we start managing ourselves, starting from as little as city managements, we can save. And if we started saving, we can make things turns around. Not only saving, organizing ourselves. Um, Islamabad, if the previous was more related to Rawalpindi, so VIP gridlock, about 15 billion rupees is lost due to elite convoy delays. So the moment a minister or the foreign dignitaries or someone is moving, delays, traffic blocks, and the air pollution gets worse. This is F7G11 detours cost nearly 500,000 per hour. Wow. Uh, every hour of the year. Signal failures, 12 unsynchronized CDA reports, and only 60% of signals on AI timers. So 40 needs to be done, but still 90% of they are operational, which is a good amount. Fuel waste, uh, another 10 billion rupees lost. Healthcare, another 10 billion lost. Land grabbing, road closures for elite. In other words, um, D12 road diverted for farmhouse. Anyway, these are all part and parcel that if we are not going to correct them, we will be the one who will be suffering collectively. So some other cities, first Curitiba, I have taken these couple of cities before as well. Brazil, in 1970, they had the same challenges we are facing today till 2023. I'm not sure how the 2025 is going exactly, but my references are limited to 2023-24. So, what is happened during the last 6 or so months, 7 months, I am not 100% sure, but this is the situation that even in 70s, some other cities like in Brazil, they had similar issues: rising population, private vehicles dependency, chaotic growth. So what did they do? They started pioneering bus rapid transit system, BRT, that we are not extending in Karachi. Lahore has started working, but this is something Rawalpindi needs to look into as well. Uh, it reshaped the city of Curitiba in Brazil. And the buses run on dedicated lanes, follow tight schedule, and connect seamlessly to residential areas. Today, over 70% of commuters use public transit, not because they have to, but because it's efficient. Trust me, the same is the case in Melbourne. Many people you will see will park. Majority of the workers who work in other suburbs, they will park their cars at the station. They will catch the train, go to the other city or suburb station, uh, take the connected trams or buses and go to their offices, and that's how they operate. And every traveling mode, whether it is train, tram, ferries in Sydney, or buses, they connect with each other in a way that hardly there is couple of minutes difference. So same is the case with Dubai, similar sort of population, massive traffic potential. They have lot of tourism as well, but because of their AI powered traffic system, real time data adjusts signals dramatically, reducing congestions up to 25% in pilot zones. They do not have these jams or an hour or so wastages. Islamabad, though 90% signals efficiency is there, but 40% are unsynchronized. So that is what we need to get done. Rawalpindi, 90% inefficiencies, so we need to do something about it. Even if I let's not talk about corruption anymore. So the air we breathe, Rawalpindi, 12 times the World Health Organization limit. And remember, WHO limit is just 5. So I know Rawalpindi and Islamabad people must be happy. They are much better than Karachi and Lahore. But uh, still, it's very, very dangerous. And that is the reason why COPD deaths are happening in Rawalpindi. And during special times, even in Islamabad, 22% of population are getting ICU treatments. So let's try to fix the solutions for everyone. Islamabad air is relatively cleaner, but still lethal just because of the traffic contribution in PM 2.5. So Rawalpindi air contains about 12 times higher, as you can see on the slide, compared to Islamabad 9 times, which does not mean that it's all good. It's equal to as every person who is breathing in that air is having a 1 to 2 cigarette a day passively. Now people may say, okay, okay, we adults are already immune to, but remember, even the children and senior citizens, older people are breathing in the same air. So would you like or let your little children, kids, be smoking? No. Why are we allowing the air to get polluted to this level then? So pollution is just not a side effect of traffic. It's a public health emergency. It contributes to lung cancer, stroke, asthma, and premature deaths, and cost economy billions in healthcare. So when we ignore traffic congestions, we are not just losing time, we are cutting short our lives. So, how you can help: film potholes and tag it to RDA or CDA, demand signal audits, boycott corrupt traffic cops. I am not sure. Yes, I am suggesting it, but how we are going to do it, it's a tough one. But yes, whosoever is demanding money, probably even if you are giving record, and once people, the traffic cops started realizing, okay, okay, they are going to be soon on the media, they will be taking a step or two back. So Rawalpindi won't fix itself. Islamabad won't care unless we force them. This isn't a traffic report, it's an obituary of for research conducted on Lahore traffic hazards and their economic cost to the metropolitan. And then followed by Karachi, and now we are here. And next week we will be doing Peshawar and Mardan, and then moving on to Hyderabad, Sakkar side, and coming back to Multan and Gujranwala and Faisalabad, then going up towards Muzaffarabad. So, Gilgit. And we will be covering all, and then we will be deriving to what is the situation because of the mismanagement. So, final thought, this is not just a traffic issue, it's an economic emergency. We have lost a lot. Um, 30 years we have watched roads crumble, signals fails, and life lost, while park rupees 130 billion per year is quietly drained away. That's more than education or health budgets of many provinces. How much longer are we willing to pay for this failure in money, in time, and in lives? We have seen the solution, so let's get it implemented. This, as I mentioned, coming weekend, I'll be planning. I plan to upload the Peshawar and Mardan vlog. So if you like, do subscribe and stay tuned to see what's happening in other parts of our beloved country, Pakistan. Till then, you take care, look after yourself. All the best from my side. Uh, Allah Hafiz.